was so comfortable in there, it didn't look like it was effortless.
And then it's like the knockout. It's good to win on points every round, but like the knockout was special. Slipped about 5 or 6 shots, just slip counter with a left hand. Wonderful fighter, 25 years older, I think. 25, like going further up the pound for pound list every fight.
Some fighters are just different. You put your eyes on them, they look different from the other guys. There's a handful of guys like that in boxing toward the top of the pound for pound rankings, and Bam Rodriguez is one of.
At the moment, Jesse Bam Rodriguez looks practically untouchable. He isn't merely getting past world champions, he's taking them apart with a sharpness and accuracy that the lower divisions haven't seen in a very long time. After his most recent dominant performance, the boxing world has locked onto one idea: a massive showdown with the terrifying Naoya Inoue. It feels written in the stars. It feels like the natural next chapter. But just as fans start dreaming about a trip to Japan, one respected voice in boxing is hitting the pause button hard.
Well, quick other fights there, and I know they deserve some time, but I don't want to keep you all day. Bam Rodriguez, just kind of makes it look easy out there against guys that are world champions, elite fighters. I think now he's top 5 pound for pound. I think he's maybe 25 years old. I guess my question to you, Tim, can he beat the monster? Can he slay the monster?
Come on, man. Come on. Look, man. There's weight classes for a reason, right? Ain't that what we say all the time? I know Bam is special. Hey, look, man. Look, you gotta go up to 118, 122. You know what I mean? Like those a couple of weight classes up, Bam. I think Bam is very skillful. I love Bam. I love his style. I think he's a tremendous fighter, man. One of the best we've ever seen. But the monster, I think right now, man, is too mature right now.
Tim Bradley, a man who understands exactly what it takes to go toe-to-toe with elite danger in the ring, has delivered a serious warning to Bam Rodriguez. He isn't questioning Bam's talent at all. Instead, he believes that facing Inoue right now could end Bam's career before it truly reaches its peak. To understand why Bradley's caution carries so much weight, you have to recognize just how impressive Bam looked in his last fight. Bradley didn't hold back his admiration. He explained that while most fighters are working with simple math, adding and subtracting in real time, Bam is operating on a completely different level, handling trigonometry and calculus in the middle of combat. Coming from a Hall of Famer, that is high praise.
Bam, remember Bam's still young too. Bam can be greater than what he is now. You know what I mean? He's one of the greats, man, for pound, young as he is.
What did you see in that fight?
I see Bam taking his time. You see how relaxed he was. Took his time, relaxed. Box when he wanted to box, use his jab, then fight him inside. And he's so comfortable, man. You know what I mean? A great fighter, man. He's a great fighter.
Excellent footwork.
Good.
Right? Like you always preach angles and shifting.
Yep.
Is he one of the best examples of that in boxing?
Oh yeah, he does it. He does. He's real good, man. He's real good. There ain't nothing you really say nothing about him. And he comes to fight. Yeah. He comes to fight. He'll box you, he'll fight you. You know what I mean? He got it all, man.
Now, you always critical of dudes that talk too much. At the press conference, the face-off, the guy was doing a lot of rapping. Talking about what he was going to. Yeah, Bam was real calm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are those the guys that you got worried about?
Those the guys you worry about, the ones that don't run their mouth and don't say how they say nothing. And Bam is one of them. You know what I mean? You got Boots, you know what I mean? And really, if you look at it, you got Virgil. Virgil don't really run his mouth unless somebody say something. You know what I mean? These guys, them the guys you look out for when it comes down to fighting. You know what I mean? They sneak right up on you before you know it.
Bam creates angles with ease. He discovers openings before his opponent even realizes a mistake has been made. When you watch him in the ring, everything seems smooth and natural. He moves like water, systematically breaking down top-level opponents while taking very little damage himself. This brilliance is exactly why so many believe he could be the man to crack the Inoue code. However, Bradley argues that advanced technique means very little when the other fighter is delivering punches with the power of a speeding train. This is where the harsh reality sets in. Bradley's concern has nothing to do with Bam's skill, it has everything to do with the human body. In his analysis, Bradley stressed one key word when speaking about Inoue: maturity. not in terms of age or experience, but in terms of physical development. Naoya Inoue is a fully matured, physically complete force of nature who has settled perfectly into the super bantamweight division.
He fought a brilliant fight, man, and let me just say this. Everything that this man has been through, the ridicule, dealing with guys like myself, dealing with the media, dealing with fans, non-fans, just the doubters in general, and for him to be able to bounce back from that, man, that alone right there is Hall of Fame material in my eyes, you know what I mean? Because I've been through that, you know what I'm saying? But what doesn't kill you, it make you stronger, and that's what people need to understand, You can ask Shakur Stevenson about that. You can ask, Teofimo Lopez about that, and all these other guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, people think that, because I'm hard on these guys, or because, I look at these guys from a different set of lens, that I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm wrong. No, it's my opinion. It's what I think, but when they prove me wrong, you know what I mean? Like, that's joy to me. You know what I'm saying? You proved me wrong. You showed that, you know what I'm saying, that you nothing wrong with you. You all good.
Bradley is convinced that, right now, the gap in power between the two fighters is simply too large. Inoue possesses an explosive strength that Bam has not yet encountered. It's that grown man power, the kind that doesn't just win rounds, it damages bodies and alters careers. Bradley's biggest concern is that Bam, who would be jumping up in weight, could find that his speed alone won't be enough to keep a bigger, more violent puncher off of him. Bradley has long shared a very specific belief about what it would take to defeat Inoue. In his eyes, the only fighter who will truly challenge him is someone who can match his athletic ability while being naturally bigger and stronger. He sees Inoue's eventual weakness as a large, powerful athlete who can physically overwhelm him. The problem is, Bam Rodriguez is the total opposite of that description.
Here's the one thing that what will be a factor in that fight, in my opinion, and why I feel Bam Rodriguez will be able to break Inoue down. Now, it's going to be dangerous. It's not going to be easy. Again, I love Inoue and the way he fights, but styles make fights. I know you guys have heard that a million times, and I just think Bam has the style, and this is how I feel that the fight will play out. I feel Bam will start landing that right jab on Inoue's left eye for the first 4 or 5 rounds. The eye is going to be swollen. He's so powerful with that jab. And when he comes in, he uses his footwork. Bam doesn't just come in. Inoue is used to fighting guys that usually on the back foot. And going back to Lewis Neri fight, he was not throwing any jabs in that fight at all. Nothing to set up those shots. It's just that Inoue likes to exchange, and Neri was able to land some big shots. Jesse uses his mind to get to positioning and distance. His distancing is great. And I think what would happen is Inoue would get frustrated with that power jab. And what's gonna happen is Inoue is going to start trading shots with Bam Rodriguez when they get close together. And Bam is so great in the inside pocket at landing that right uppercut and left and right hooks to that left uppercut and right hooks to the body. Now, Inoue is dangerous in those spots, but moving on the back foot, he is not as great as he is moving forward.
Bam would enter that fight as the smaller man. He would be the one climbing up 2 weight classes in pursuit of greatness. That scenario plays perfectly into Inoue's strengths. Bradley warns that although Inoue will eventually meet his limit as he continues moving up in divisions, Bam is not that limit. Bam depends on movement, speed, and smart angles, but against an opponent with Inoue's timing and devastating power, being undersized is a frightening disadvantage. Bradley strongly suggests that Rodriguez needs more time to physically grow into a bigger frame before even considering putting his name on a contract for that fight.
How do you think Bam versus Nakatani would go? Shit, that may be a rough one for Bam. Junto is really a big dude. I'm sorry, he's a super bantamweight right now. I don't give a damn where he's fighting. And he's way too tall and too damn smooth. Bam is a better fighter, but that is a tough hill. I think Inoue knocks out Nakatani. I do. Because Nakatani get there lower. And Inoue, but that's going to be rough for Bam. I would love that fight though, because Bam is probably, he's one of the most complete fighters in the world. When you say complete fighters, he's one.
So what path should Bam take from here? Bradley isn't telling him to avoid the fight forever, he's laying out a survival plan. Instead of diving headfirst into a bout with the most dangerous puncher in boxing, Bradley believes Bam should first step up gradually at 118 or 122 pounds. He even pointed to names like Junto Nakatani and other champions in those divisions as smart, calculated tests. The reasoning is simple and logical. Before standing across the ring from the very best at super bantamweight, you need to understand what it feels like to be hit by a true bantamweight or super bantamweight. If Bam skips that step and goes straight from his current division to facing Inoue, that first clean, powerful shot could instantly change everything. Bradley wants Rodriguez to adjust first, to let his body adapt to heavier punches, so that when he eventually meets the monster, he isn't learning the weight difference while trying to survive a stoppage artist.
Look, Bam, this is what I want to see Bam do, man. I want to see Bam go up to 118. I want to see him test the waters at 122. But, you know, get in there with a guy like Nakatani, man. Get in there with another guy like yourself. And improve it, right? That's just what it is. Improve it. Bam picking up another strap, that's great. You know, this guy that he faced, it was nothing for him. I said he was gonna stop him. I said he was gonna stop him with a body shot that shouldn't go past 7 rounds. You know, this guy, you know, that he faced, Martinez, you know, give him respect, but he's not on Bam's level. Skill-wise, not on Bam's level. He just hit hard. He's a tough guy. And that was it. And Bam made it look easy, of course. You know, you're gonna make it look easy because this guy right here, he's over here and he doing, you know, plus and minus in math. You know, Bam over here in trigonometry. You know, Bam is doing geometry and you know, algebra 2, and you know, and calculus. You know what I'm saying? He just
Don't forget calculus.
He's on a different level, right? You know what I'm saying, skill wise. So yeah, it's gonna look like that. The fight was boring. The fight was easy. It really didn't test anything other than, you know, his conditioning, Bam's conditioning, because he threw a lot of punches trying to get this guy up out of there, man. And the guy was tough as nails until he found that kill shot, man. And it was just a nice, easy slip, outside slip, and a nice counter right on the money, bro.
Of course, fighters don't think the same way as analysts. While Bradley is preaching patience and preparation, Bam Rodriguez is calling for battle. He has already made it clear that he is ready to travel to Japan and make this fight happen. He isn't interested in warm-up bouts. He isn't looking to feel things out. He wants the biggest...
How are you feeling about, you know, unifying the division against... I really can't pronounce his name properly. It's a really difficult name, but how are you feeling about unifying the division?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to just be back in the mix. I was out since November, but finally the fight's finalized and now, so July 19th, I'm just ready to go out there and perform like always.
Is it at least a little bit difficult for you to kind of get up for this type of fight? I mean, I know it's the implication, but you've taken out like 3 legends. Yeah. Padras, forgot the other guy. Rumsey have a hard time, and obviously the last guy you just took on the pound for pound guy, Estrada. Yeah. So do you have like a difficult time coming up for a guy like this, knowing you just took out 3 legends?
No, not at all. I mean, I know what's at stake. He's a world champion himself, so for me to collect his belt and to unify the division, another division, it's motivating to me, and these are the kind of fights that actually get me up to train 100%, focus 100%, so I'll be more than ready.
Does it get annoying when people keep bringing up the name Inoue to you, man?
It does, but I mean, that's what they want to know. That's the fight people want to see, so I'm expecting those questions all the time.
Do you kind of look at Inoue like he's your Spence to your Crawford? He's like the Mayweather to your Pacquiao. You look at him like that?
I mean, I don't, but I know a lot of people want to see that fight, like I said. So it's just a matter of time before it happens.
Do you think it's actually realistic though? You're still really young. You're still really young. He's turning, I think he's 31 or 32.
Yeah.
So he is getting a little bit older. He still looks really great. Do you think it's just the fact of just like the timing is a little bit off with you guys?
I mean, yeah, I guess so in a way. Like you said, he's kind of a little older. I'm still young, but I mean, the fight can happen any day, so who knows?
That mindset creates a powerful contrast. On one side stands Tim Bradley, armed with experience and the painful knowledge of how many young stars destroyed their careers by leaping too far, too fast. On the other side stands a fearless, confident young champion who believes his skill can erase any physical disadvantage. Bam's belief in himself is real, and his willingness to step into enemy territory in Tokyo shows he isn't intimidated by the danger Bradley keeps warning about. But history has shown that courage alone can lead to disaster. During his breakdown, Bradley made an interesting comparison, linking rising talents like Abdullah Mason, and by extension, Bam, to LeBron James when he first entered the NBA straight out of high school. Even the chosen one needed time to adjust to the strength and intensity of grown professionals. You can't just walk in and dominate fully developed men.
In your opinion, Eddie, what is the best option for Bam right now?
Well, I think firstly it's important to say that I honestly think that Bam is probably at about 30 or 40% of his potential. Like, you have to understand, it's a very, very young man. You know, you talk about Crawford tomorrow night. Obviously 10 years older than Bam. Like, you know, he's got such a long way to go in the sport. So the strategy and the plan and the path is really important at this stage. Juan Francisco Estrada has the rematch option. You know, I think he feels like that time out of the ring, you know, was a little bit of a handicap to him. We don't. We just think that Jesse was sensational. But it was a huge event, did huge numbers, and we'd be ready and willing to run it back. For me, I always believed that a fighter should chase the belts, should chase undisputed, and I think the Puma Martinez fight is a fight that really appeals to Jesse as well, because I think he wants to capture the belts. You know, when he moved from light fly to super fly in 1 week's notice, you know, he says, I want to go back down to light flyweight, and then vacated the super fly to go to flyweight. Then realised couldn't really make flyweight anymore. Now he's back at superfly. So for me, the plan has to be win belts at superfly, and then eventually probably move to bantam, and then keep going up the weight classes. I think you're looking at least a 3-4 division world champion, and who knows, you know. I mean, this is the first time I've seen him out of camp where he doesn't look as heavy.
That's exactly where Bam is right now, in the middle of that transition. He is a rare talent, performing at an elite level, but still growing into his full physical form. Bradley views Bam's current success as the final step in his development, but he warns that facing Inoue is not just the next level, it's a massive leap. It would be like skipping college entirely and going straight into the NBA Finals against a dynasty team in its prime. The talent is unquestioned, but the body might not yet be built for the kind of collision that awaits.